Hi, I'm Sean Lean. I'm the President of the Legislative Council in the Victorian Parliament, and I'm here to give an update of actually the past 2 weeks sitting. A number of pieces of legislation to get through, seeing there was 2 sitting weeks, so I will let you know about those pieces of legislation that were debated in our chamber. Consumer Legislation Amendment Bill provides for a portable rental bond scheme and introduces provisions around gas and electricity checks and rental minimum standards. Another piece of legislation that went through our chamber was the Parks and Public Land Legislation Amendment, which amendments that commit to create several new park areas in central West Victoria and Merbau North, and expands opportunity for deer hunting in 2 existing national parks. State Taxation Further Amendment Bill went through our House. It amends a number of different pieces of legislation in relation to a number of different types of taxes. The Voluntary Assisted Dying Amendment Bill went through our chamber as well, and this bill amends the Voluntary Assisted Dying Act to improve patient access and experience of voluntary assisted dying. Further pieces of legislation that we have debated in the last few weeks, the Restricted Non-Disclosure Amendment Sexual Harassment at Work Bill. We've also debated Victorian Early Childhood Regulatory Authority Bill, Social Services Regulation Amendment Safety Bill, and the Early Child Legislation Amendment Bill. Those early childhood amendment bills were debated actually by the members in what's concurrently, so they were all debated at the same time given they've got a similar nature. And they do things like establish the Victorian Early Childhood Regulatory, they bring together several child safeguard schemes, and amends the Education and Care National Services and makes specific legislations for Victoria to comply to the new national laws, which was agreed by all the states and the federal government for that matter. As far as the Non-Disclosure Agreement Bill, that seeks to regulate the use of non-disclosure agreements entered to when settling workplace harassment matters. Really busy couple of weeks of Parliament the last 2 weeks as far as outside the chambers, and I might mention a couple of events. As I said, there were a lot of great events all around the precinct. One of them I'd like to mention was the Road to Zero exhibition, a mini version of the Road to Zero Road Safety Experience exhibition that was brought into the Parliament. Road to Zero is a world-first safety education complex which aims to reduce road trauma and pre-learner drivers by building knowledge and awareness that empowers young road users to make safe decisions. Another event was National Survivors Day, where MPs were invited to meet and hear from ambassadors for National Survivors Day, which is a day that commemorates the courage and journeys of survivors of sexual assault and institutional abuse. Another event I'd like to mention is a children's art exhibition, which was in line with what families mean to you. The Centre of Excellence for Child and Family Welfare held this exhibition to promote their National Families Week art competition, which gives children a chance to tell us in their own voices what family means to them. It was a great exhibition and all the MPs appreciated that being in Queen's Hall this week. The pieces of legislation, and there's many that have come across from this Legislative Assembly for debate when we sit in a couple of weeks in the Legislative Council, include the Labour Hire Legislation Amendment, Planning Amendment, Complaints and Worker Regulation Bill, Crimes Amendment and Transport Bill, another bill, Justice Legislation Amendment, Justice Legislation Amendment, Family Violence, Stalking and Other Matters Bill, and Child and Youth Families Amendment Stability Bill. That will be the last sitting week of the year, so that's why there's usually a lot of legislation to acquit at the last sitting week of the year. But after that, I will give you an update of how all those pieces of legislation fared, and I'll look forward to talking to you then.